For the side of the barn, I'm going to use a light mix of cobalt blue with a touch of burnt sienna. So it will give me a grey colour. Let's try and make it more of a bluey grey. And that we just wash onto the side of the barn. Bring that down. And before it dries, I'm going to drop another colour into the side of the barn just to make it a little bit more rustic. So this is some raw sienna, and just push that into the wet. And the raw sienna will just push those other colours away. And at the top, just make that just a little bit darker. So cobalt blue, burnt sienna, but this time a slightly stronger mix, and just touch that into the top. And just let that bleed down into the woodwork. Then moving on to the front of the barn, still using some blue and brown, but this time it's ultramarine and burnt umber. Start with the top part, just run that underneath the tin roof, bring that down, some more burnt umber, because that's quite blue at the moment, so put the burnt umber, just touch that into there in places, again bring that down, some cobalt blue, then going back to that dark colour, burnt umber, ultramarine, and while that's still wet, just drop that colour underneath the roof line, just let it bleed down into the wet, some burnt umber, and just drop some of that colour into the wet just to break up this whole area so it's not just a flat wash. And some raw sienna, just push that into there just to add a bit more colour to the woodwork. And again, just let that dry off. The next stage is the detail on the barn. I'm going to use two brushes, the medium detail brush and the half rigger. So I'm going to start with the medium detail brush and some ultramarine and burnt umber. So this is really quite dark. So just darken that barn entrance there. Bring that down. Really quite dark underneath the eave of the roof there. Dark along there, and dark line underneath the tin roof. This is the underside of the tin roof, so we just paint that in like that. Let's just put a touch of burnt sienna into that just to show that tin. There's a window. So you block the darker colours in, the larger areas with the medium detail brush. There's a slightly open door there, just falling down. This is a door in there, so just paint that in. And another open door here. The half rigger, again ultramarine and burnt umber, and just start to put a little bit of detail on the roof. Just the hint of a few of the tin panels on the roof there. Just lift one of the panels up so there's a bit of a hole in the roof. To make it look a little bit more rustic. Then we move on to the timber. So vertical lines to there. A few horizontal boards across that top part to there. So just a nice wobbly, it's that nervous line, you know, so you draw the brush down and just let your hand shudder a little bit to give that weathered look. So I'm actually steadying my hand with my little finger by placing that finger on the paper and then just steadying my hand and using my fingers to do the painting. Now into this area here, you can see where this raw sienna has pushed the other colours back and given this lovely mottled effect. So just bring that down through there. Another doorway, slightly different woodwork. And just on the top part of the apex of the roof. Right, I think that's all the fiddling I need to do.